next thing we're going to do is we're going to stretch. So let's get down on a mat and get your feet straight out in front of you and grab your toes and pull them back. This is going to kind of stretch your hamstrings and your toes. If you can't do that, utilize your towel. Grab a towel, wrap them around the base of your feet, and pull back. Get your legs together and pull on the towel, and just pull yourself as close as you can. So you're pulling on the hamstrings as well as the calf at the same time. Alright? Making good use of time this way. So kind of pull in. And when you're stretching your hamstrings out, it's not how far you lean forward. Concentrate on trying to lay your stomach down on your thighs. That's how you get a more effective hamstring stretch. Okay? It's not about putting your head down to your knees. It's about laying your stomach down on your thighs. Alright? Think about that. And if you can reach your toes, reach for your toes. This helps stretch your back at the same time a little bit. Hey, now pull the feet apart like so, and we're going to go down the middle. This is going to work a little bit more of the adductors here as well as the hamstrings. Reach for the insides of your feet. Again, if you can't reach, just grab for your ankles as far as you can. If you're sitting up, the thing is you want to feel a stretch in the inner thigh and your hamstrings. Kind of reach down, pull yourself forward. If you got something to pull on in front of you, you can do that. If you got a kid to push down on your back a little bit to help, utilize your kids. Alright. After you're down the center, take your right hand and reach for your left toe. Down like this way, keeping your feet apart. Reach. Try and stretch. You'll get a stretch in your lat this way too. As well as the hamstrings. Hamstrings are commonly one of the tightest muscles. Everyone walks around all day, sits down all day, and when you're sitting down with your legs bent, that tends to tighten the muscle up because it relaxes in that position. And if you were around, let's say you worked out that day and you didn't stretch, that muscle gets a little tight. And if you have a desk job, you're sitting like this, now the hamstring muscle is in a tightened or a shortened position. So when it's resting and recovering, it's resting in a shortened position, which will make it tighter because your legs aren't out like that. So even at the office, make a conscious effort, straighten your legs out and kind of lean into them a little bit. It helps, all right? Lean for the other side. Feel that stretch. Stretching should feel discomfort but not pain. You should feel as though you're trying to push this stretch a little bit, but it shouldn't be so painful that it's excruciating or you feel like you're ready to tear something. You don't want to do that. Alright, good. After that, pull your feet together. Grab your ankles, pull them in close. Push down on your knees with your elbows like so. This isn't one of my best stretches. I need to work on this. I have some flexibility goals of my own. I haven't been able to sit comfortably in Indian style for years. It's one of my goals for 2012, is be able to sit comfortably Indian style. Ever since my knee surgery about 7 or 8 years ago, it's been awfully tight, and I haven't worked diligently at trying to regain the kind of flexibility I had prior. But things are going to change this year. Alright, after that, put your leg out straight, take your right leg, cross it over your left, and pull it into yourself. Hug your knee right to the center of your chest, pull it in nice and tight, sit up tall. You should feel it right in your butt. Okay? This helps stretch the piriformis. You can elevate this knee to help a little bit in getting some leverage there. And hold it in nice and tight. Good. Alright, and then you're going to keep this same way. Pull the knee in and twist your body just a little bit. Sit tall and twist to the other side, the side of the knee that's crossed. This will help stretch your back a little bit, your hip. You only need to hold a stretch about 15 seconds or so. You don't need to hold them for 2-3 minutes at a time. However, if you stretch frequently, then you'll find that you gain flexibility pretty quickly. You can't do enough stretch. The more you do it, the more flexible you become. Alright, next leg, pull it in nice and tight. Sit tall. Good. And again, turn to your side, pull this in. Nice little twist in the back. Excellent. Alright, now we've covered the calves, the ankles, the hamstrings. we gotta get the glutes. Or sorry, the quads. Remember my body parts here. Alright, laying on your side like this, reach back, grab your ankle, and pull your heel to your butt like this. Hold nice and tight, and hold. Pull your knee back of the other knee like this. You'll feel even a little bit more stretch in your. Good. Now we're going to roll over to the other side. Do the other leg. Because we do both sides of the body. Again, pull back. Stretch that quad. Try and pull your heel all the way to your butt. As you can see, I'm not the most flexible either. That's why I'm doing this. Good. Alright. Next one, a hip flexor. So we got to work. From a kneeling position, you're going to put one foot forward like this. Now what I want you to do is push your hips forward like this and lean back. Now if you got good balance, you can kind of pull up on this leg at the same time, and you can stretch the quad at the same time. This takes some balance, and it's even more difficult on a mat that's cushioned because your balance is worse. Hold. There we go. You really feel that stretch in the hip flexor. If you have lower back pain, it's a good reason. Your hip flexors could be the very cause of it. If you have poor flexibility in your hips, and another reason I was talking about, let me show you an example. When you're sitting, this muscle on your hamstrings, this is what causes a lot of lower back pain. When you're sitting like this, your muscles in your hamstring are in a shortened position, and so are your hip flexors. They're extended fully when you're standing up, and they shorten when you're here. So if you were working out or exercise, or if you just tend to sit in this position a lot all day long, those muscles are tightening in a shortened position. So they're losing flexibility. So it's absolutely key that you stretch those areas in order to stave off some back problems. And one of these days I got tips for how to get over your back pain symptoms. Alright, let's do that other leg. Switch your knee, push your hips forward, stretch that hip flexor out, lean back a little bit, you'll feel it. If you can, reach for that back leg and pull it up and get the quad again at the same time. Whew. Alright, very good. Alright, next one's we're going to do standing up. Now, utilizing a towel for shoulder flexibility. So if you're a swimmer, you may know some of these exercises. It's a great way, to loosen up your shoulders. Hold the towel as far wide as you can like this. And what you're going to do is, keeping your elbows locked out, bring it all the way behind you. And bring it all the way back overhead. That was easy. Move your hands in just a tad bit closer and do it again. Nice and slow. You'll feel that stretch and bring it down. And stretching, coming back. And do it again. It's key to keep your elbows locked out. If you go back like this, you're not doing anything. You got to keep your arms locked out to do this one. Alright, so after you've done that one, here's what you're going to do next. Pulling it back behind your back, grab the towel here, and pull down. You can get some leverage here on your back, and you can pull down like this. Hold that for about 10-15 seconds, and then with this hand, pull up to get flexibility here. Now, ideal flexibility for your shoulders, and this is a good way to test and see if your flexibility in your shoulders is ideal or not. The flexibility test is to be able to touch your hands like this. If you can touch your fingers this way and this way, you have ideal shoulder flexibility. If you can't touch, you don't have optimal shoulder flexibility, and you're probably looking at it causes. And these are some exercises and stretches that you need to do to help regain that flexibility. It'll help alleviate a lot of aches and pains in your upper back, and your shoulders, your chest. Okay, so things to work on. Alright, I hope we're feeling better. It's 2012 now, and we're off to a good start. Key here is every single day. Alright, this is about consistency. It's not about trying to be a little bit better, more intense, or anything like that. So one day at a time, 10 minutes at a time, you can do it, all right? We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.